Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd do an updated tattoo tour this time because I got some new tattoos and I'm up to 19 tattoos in total now. And the last tattoo tour that I did is a couple years ago. If you're thinking about getting a tattoo, this can be a good inspiration for you. But also keep in mind, don't do tattoos like out of aesthetic reasons because you just like them. I always think it's better if you think about the tattoo for a long time and then you choose to do it because it has a meaning for you. If you don't, you could regret it in the end, like I do. I have some tattoos that I do regret because I did them just out of aesthetic reasons or because it was trendy at the moment, and now I'm like looking back and I'm like, well, it was really unnecessary and doesn't really have a meaning to me, and I would not recommend that. So think about, before you get a tattoo, really think about what you want to do, why you want to do it. That's what I have to say before this. And now we start with the first one. I do start at the bottom and go to the top because I think it's just easier, and I will put some pictures on the screen. It's also easier for you to see the tattoo and how it actually looks than me showing it on my body. The first tattoo that I have is on my ankle. I would say it's the ankle above my heel on my left leg. That's a tattoo I do kind of regret because it has no purpose, it has no meaning. I do like the fact that I sometimes forget it because I don't see it all the time. When I take a picture or someone takes a picture of me and I have this area shown, then I'm like, oh well, I do have a tattoo there. So that was just trash, but it looks cute, it belongs to me now. I mean, I got it done, so there's no way back now. Okay, so for the next one, on my right leg, I do have one of my really meaningful tattoos. I did it especially for my parents because I wanted a tattoo that like represents my parents and me and the bond that we have together, and it's 3 roses for my parents and me and their date of birth. I show you guys a picture of how it looked in the beginning when it was really black and dark. Obviously every tattoo fades over the time, and this tattoo, because it's so old and it got so much sun and everything, the flowers looked like they've been washed away, like someone took a rubber and like went over the edges and it just looked like washed out. So right now I got it done again, but just the outlines of the rose so that you can see the rose in more detail again, that it actually has some shape and form again and it doesn't look washed out. And I already love it so much more because it looks way more defined and it has some actual flowers again. On my right hip I have a tattoo that says baby girl, and I did this in Spain. It's one of my vacation tattoos, and I would not recommend getting a tattoo done in the vacation because I think it's just, you don't know the tattoo artist very well. You know, you just do everything over Google and you know, it's really weird sometimes. So I would not do this ever again, but I did it at that time. That's also something that I don't recommend, is like getting friendship tattoos or something, the same tattoo with someone else. I mean, I'm not regretting the tattoo. I love the tattoo, I love the placement of it, a nice memory to look back on, and it's not that I regret it at all. Even though I did it with someone, I'm not regretting it. Under my left boobie I have another meaningful tattoo. It says, with every heartbeat inspired by love. I got this tattoo shortly after my first boyfriend passed away, so it's years ago already at this point, 11 years ago that he passed away, and still to this day I think about him and I miss him, but life goes on, and yeah, that's just a really important tattoo to me because it just represents love, that I will be forever grateful that I met him. It's one of my favorite tattoos. On my right side I have another quote, live without limits, love without pain. It was one of my first tattoos, so obviously the quote doesn't really make sense. I mean, live without limits, yeah, that makes sense, like just go for it, what I never did, but at least I had it tattooed. On the other side, like love without pain. Love cannot be, you cannot love without pain. So that was just, it doesn't really make sense. But at this time I was like, well, this is such a cool quote, I want to get this tattoo. Then we come to one of the tattoos that I regret, and that is this beautiful piece of art. It's the infinity sign with hope inside. I don't really know what was going through my mind when I got this tattoo done. I really wanted to have this tattoo. I saw it everywhere on Pinterest and just everywhere where I looked. I saw the infinity sign and I thought, it's such a cool tattoo. It's so modern. It's so trendy. Everyone has it. Like, I want to get this. I want to have it. And I mixed it up a little bit and put some hope in there, you know, just sprinkle a word in there. It has no meaning at all. I just thought it's cool. I'm happy that I got it in my neck, so I don't see it ever. Just on pictures I see it, but it's okay for me. I don't really care. On my right shoulder, breathe, the word breathe. I hate the word. I hate to say it. I got this tattoo done for my grandpa because my grandpa passed away due to lung cancer. I decided to get this tattoo for him. I just wanted to have something that I can connect with him, and I could not find something. And then I saw Miley Cyrus with her Just Breathe tattoo, and I was like, that's perfect. You know, it's just perfect. And breathing has something to do with life. For me, it had like a lot of meanings and a lot of purpose. And I was like, well, I do get this done for my grandpa because of breathing. He died of lung cancer. So I just went all in and I just did it. And this was my first tattoo that I ever got. I do love the tattoo because of the meaning, but sometimes I do regret it because it's just floating on my shoulder and it has no connection. It's just like the word breathe. Sometimes I'm looking at my back and I'm like, well, it doesn't really fit. It doesn't really look that aesthetic, but I do have it now and I cannot get rid of it. I don't want to get laser. It is what it is. I did this to myself, so I have to take it now. I'm glad it has a meaning, so that's why I don't regret it 100%. But because of the aesthetic reason, there are days when I'm like, well, was this really necessary? But I did what I did. On my left arm in the inner side, I do have two birds. I did this tattoo in Spain as well. Another vacation tattoo. This tattoo has no meaning whatsoever, but I did get this tattoo in Spain, so it was our vacation and I got it done with one of my closest friends and I'm still friends with her. She's the longest friendship that I have. It's just funny because when I look at this tattoo, I think about this time, but then I'm like, well, these birds have no freaking meaning and they just fly out of my armpit. Like, you know, it's just confusing. It's weird. We stay at the arm and I have my second biggest tattoo and that is just flowers. Also has no meaning at all, but I think it's beautifully done. This tattoo is from a female tattoo artist and I feel like you can really see the details and like the softness, and the quality of this tattoo is insanely good. I am obsessed with this tattoo. I love it and I'm really glad that I didn't go for the full sleeve because I was actually thinking about like covering my whole arm with the flower pattern, but I ended up not doing it because I was like, I don't know if it suits me. We decided to do it more on like the back side of my arm and not in the front. And then I got the butterfly, and this is also on my left arm. One of my favorite tattoos, even though it's so dark. He said he cannot make it thinner because it was not working for whatever reason. I think back in the day people didn't know how to use smaller needles. I don't know. And this tattoo has so many meanings for me. Butterflies are my favorite animals in the world since I'm a child, and I just feel very drawn to butterflies in general. I lost like two people when I was 19 that were really close to me. First, my first boyfriend, and then second, a couple months, like 6 months after he passed away, my best friend passed away in a car accident on Valentine's Day. That was really tragic and it was really surprising, and it was a lot to take in. And for some reason I thought I'm like cursed because of the reason that I lost like two people that I truly loved with all my heart in such a close distance to each other. And I'm like, well, am I, you know, it was really scary at the time and I felt really lost. I got this tattoo mostly for him because he worked in the butterfly park and he was such an animal lover like me. He was a great guy. Even after all these years, I still get emotional. It's insane. Yeah, so the butterfly had like a special meaning to me and they remind me of him. We're moving on now. I don't like this tattoo at all. It's one of the tattoos that I regret. It's very poorly done and this was a huge mistake. I like the meaning of the tattoo, was always into dancing and into music, so it really means something to me, but it is not nicely done, so I regret that I got it done in this way. It's way too thick, and he just started to be a tattoo artist, like he was still in his like learning situation, and he offered us getting this tattoo done like really quickly. Like we could just come in, get it done, and we just pay 50 bucks, and we were both like, oh my god, yeah, this is the deal, let's do this, like let's get tattooed, like woo woo woo, you know how kids are. And we got it done, and I got this, she got a diamond, and we both like, we have good memories to this tattoo, but we both don't like it, so it's a hate-love relationship. That's about that. Then I have one of my newest tattoos. It's this one on my left hand, and it says create. This is done by a woman. I think you can tell because it's beautifully done, and it's very thin and fine. It's fine line tattoo. I'm just obsessed with this. It has so much meaning to me because I do love creating. I was always a very creative person, and I do believe that you can create your own reality. All the creating with filming and photography, this goes all into creativity, and I just love to create. I love to do something that's out of my imagination, and I just put it into the real world, and I think there's just something so magical about this. It has a huge meaning to me, and I'm obsessed with this tattoo. I love it so much, and even though it's on my hand, I don't regret it at all. Everyone who sees this tattoo compliments it and says like it's beautifully done, it's so fine and thin. Then next I have one on my finger, on my left ring finger, and it's just 3 dots that are supposed to stand for like being down to earth, try to be your true self and stay you no matter what happens in your life. I got this done in LA with this one on my other hand when I was there for a vacation with my dad, and it was my first time in LA, and it was such a dream. I always wanted to go there and see how it is, because you see it so many times in movies and stuff, and you really want to experience it if you just love America. Like you want to see LA. New York and LA are these spots that you want to see. But I got these done because I fulfilled one of my dreams, and I was like, well, I'm getting a tattoo because I just made it here, so I want to get something that reminds me of this trip forever. I love these tattoos. Next I have this moon and sun energy tattoo, and this is the rising woman symbol. It has the masculine energy and the feminine energy with the moon and the sun. It stands for the divine energy, and because I'm on my spiritual path with meditation and everything, I really wanted to have this tattoo, and I felt like a call to get it, and I got it, and I love it. Moving on, it's the angel number 111, and I always had a really strong connection to this number. So the next tattoo I do have is the word grateful. It's like the most high frequency word out there. I'm just so grateful all the time for everything that I have, everything that I will have. I feel like that word stands for so much, and it spreads so much positivity, and that's why I got it tattooed. It has a lot of meaning to me, and that's why I got it done. Obviously right next to it I got the planet Saturn, and I love this tattoo. It's so cute. I always wanted to have like an astro tattoo, but I never knew what I wanted. I do love the stars, I love planets, I love the universe, I love everything about it. I think it's so magical and so mysterious at the same time. I have one of my newest tattoos, and it's like right here above my elbow. It's 2 kois. I love this tattoo. It's so beautifully done. It's fine line. I was obsessed with mermaids back when I was younger, and fish were very close to that, obviously, because the mermaid is half fish and half human, and I had goldfish my whole life, so I was really connected to the water energy and also the Japanese culture. I love anime since I'm a little girl. When it all started with Sailor Moon, I'm still to this day obsessed with anime. I always wanted to get an anime tattoo. Like Ariana Grande, she has Chihiro on her arm. Even though I think it's cool and cute, it would not be something for me. The koi in Japanese culture stands for prosperity and good luck, and I was like, well, I'm going to get this one. It has so many meanings for me. I am obsessed with this tattoo, and the second that she did it and I looked in the mirror, I was like, I will never regret this tattoo ever. It's so beautifully made. She just did an amazing job with all my tattoos. So that's it. That's all the tattoos that I got. It's all the 19 tattoos that I have, and at this point, I think I'm done with tattoos. I think I just have enough now. This is what I chose. I did this to myself, and you have to keep this in mind when you get a tattoo done, that this is permanent. Like, you do this to your body forever. You will grow old with this tattoo on your body. Make your tattoos meaningful. That's the most valuable thing that I have to give away in my video. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I see you in my next video.
Stayed in but felt so far away.